Hey everyone, Complex back with another video, and today we're going to talk about Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, which was recently released by THQ Nordic. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning is the remastered version of Kingdoms of Amalur, which came out back in 2012. Now I want to chat with you today about whether or not it's an RPG worth playing all of these years later. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of this video, let me sum it up by saying, yes, this game is definitely worth playing all of these years later. The Re-Reckoning version is fantastic, and this is still a phenomenal RPG, and whether or not you've played it before, it is definitely time to either come back or to play it for the first time. Now let's get into the specifics. When it comes to Kingdoms of Amalur, it's pretty much got everything that I personally am looking for in an RPG. I am a huge story and lore person. I love a world that is rich and inviting and allows me to live in it, and KOA is that kind of world. It allows you to craft who your character is, especially because of how the game starts. The game allows you from the get-go to determine who you are, what your motivations are, if you're somebody that wants to be a hero to everybody, or if you just want to extort money out of everybody, or you could be that asshole that ends up murdering literally they will allow you to murder everyone if that's something that you want to do. There is so many different ways that you can customize your character narratively to help you push the story forward that it's going to allow you for a whole heck of a lot of replayability, because one time around you can be, like I said, an asshole, and the next time be that person that literally stops and helps every single person, and there are a lot of people to help, so you could be there for a while with that playthrough. However, the other nice thing about KOA is that the world is rich in lore, and the motivations behind all the various characters that you meet make sense. I hate when I play a game and I don't really understand why a particular character is there, or why I even am supposed to care about this quest, but with KOA and the narrative that they've built, every time I stumble across somebody, it either allows my character to be sympathetic or enraged for them, or maybe just look at them and go, wow, you are somebody that I absolutely despise, and I'm out of here, I'm going, kind of thing. And with that, you can build who your character is and what they're gonna do down the road. And when it comes to the combat in this game, it is a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie to you. The variety of weapons, the fact that there is magic, you can be more of a rogue, you can be more of a warrior, or something even in between. You can be a combination of all three if you really want. The game allows you to narratively build your character through the combat, which is one of my favorite ways to build a character when role-playing. I want to know, like, do I have a mage that is also really good at being stealthy? Or maybe I'm a warrior who looks like a brute and uses a two-handed weapon and looks like I shouldn't be able to, but I can actually persuade anybody to do almost anything. It really allows you to customize that character and to have a lot of fun. Not to mention, it adds replayability, because one time you could specialize in persuasion, and the next time maybe you're gonna specialize in blacksmithing or dispelling objects or lockpicking. You never know. And it allows you to, well, be whoever you want to be. And as a heads up, if you've never tried the Fae Blades in this game, can I please suggest just picking yourself up a pair? They're going to be in that special deliveries chest for you in the first town that you come across. They are a ton of fun and you really want to use them. One of the things that makes this game so special is actually the start of the game. When you start KOA, you start as a character that's pretty tabula rasa. You don't remember who you were, what you were, your motivations, what made you get out of bed in the morning, whether or not you liked tea, or whether or not you were a good person or a bad person. You don't know any of that. So you get to craft your character from the get-go. There's no predetermined set of this is who you are at the start of the game, which is really cool in my opinion, because you can then go ahead and learn, you as the player and you as the character, about the world, especially if it's your first time around. It helps with that immersion. If you're somebody though that has already played the game and you know it pretty well, it's really fun to build a character from that perspective. And then taking it one step further, the fact that there is a character creator really helps drive that narrative that you're building for your character forward. I actually think it is decently robust given how old the game is and the fact that it wasn't built originally by a AAA studio. You can have piercings, you can have face tattoos, you can be one of a variety of races. I believe that there are 4 available to you at the start of the game. You can be somebody that is super elegant and posh and you can have your appearance reflect that, or you can be somebody that likes tattoos and piercings and also have your character reflect that, or you could be somewhere in the middle. It's all completely up to you. Now, I briefly wanted to touch upon side quests in this game. When it comes to KOA, side quests don't necessarily feel force-fed down your throat, and you very much feel like you can pick and choose which ones you're going to do depending on who your character is. I did say in my tips and tricks video, though, to not skip them as they definitely enrich the world and make it more vibrant, and that is 100% true. But there also comes a time when you're going to have to pick and choose whether or not to do one based off of who your character is, or maybe you just don't like side quests. And I do like that I don't feel guilty for not playing them in this game. One thing is, you can, of course, finish a side quest up after you complete the main story. It does allow you to go back in and finish whatever you've missed. But I will say that once you finish the main story, it feels like the story is complete and you don't necessarily want to go back and do side quests. So if there are any side quests that you really want to see the outcome of, I'd suggest making sure that you get those done before you finish the main story. Now, one thing that I do look forward in RPG is player housing. I don't know why. It's like one of my favorite things. KOA has a couple different houses that will be available to you through quests. And so, yeah, if player housing is something that you do enjoy, don't worry, it is available to you. However, on the romance aspect of KOA, it's really not there. There are a couple of like kind of quasi romances in the DLCs, but and there's like I think one character in the base game that you can kind of sort of. It's not really. It's kind of implied, and it's really not anything. But if you're somebody like me who's obsessed with romances in games, and you play like a lot of BioWare, you enjoyed it in Fallout 4, stuff like that. This isn't gonna be that for you. However, it is a testament to how good this is of a game. The fact that I am still completely obsessed with KOA and have been so excited to play it, even without romances. So if you're somebody that does love romance in a game and it's kind of a deal breaker for you, I'd still say to just check this out, at least watch somebody stream it, or I will be doing a Let's Play of KOA. So maybe check out a couple episodes of that to see if this might be the game for you. But y'all, overall, yes, this is still a fantastic RPG to play, even all of these years later. Now, THQ Nordic did do a few different things to kind of clean up the game to give you a little bit more of an experience with it. I will link that facts page in the description down below. So if that's something that you would like to check out and see exactly what they've done to improve on the game, especially if you play the original, it's definitely worth checking out. I also, like I said, have a top 10 tips and tricks video that is available. So if you do decide to dive into it, make sure you check that out to kind of help get you started. But y'all, other than that, I hope you enjoy your time in the Faelands if you do decide to play this game. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments down below or go ahead and find me on Twitch. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night and or day, depending on where you are in the world. And I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.